Joining us now with more is Texas Senator Ted Cruz. He's been all over this issue. Senator, you have been warning the country, and you've been showing the country. You were the one that got us the video of Biden's kids in cages. They wouldn't let the media inside those cages.
Yep.
How rich is this? Within less than 24 hours, 50 migrants in beautiful Martha's Vineyard are kicked out of the island of millionaires and billionaires and liberals. And meanwhile, already your state of Texas this year, 1.1 million illegal immigrants have crossed into Texas?
Yeah, I got to say, today has really illustrated what screaming hypocrites the Democrats are, the entire corrupt corporate media. They don't believe a word they said. Every word out of their mouth is a complete and utter lie. You know, the Democrats did not think it was a humanitarian crisis when we pulled over 50 bodies and body bags out of a truck in Texas of illegal immigrants who died because the smugglers let them die of heat exposure. And yet suddenly 50 illegal immigrants show up in lily white Martha's Vineyard where rich liberals and billionaires sip Chardonnay, and it is World War III. They lose their stuff all over the place. And it just shows what utter nonsense it was. You know, Sean, I'm reminded, as you know, a year ago, I introduced legislation calling for illegal immigrants to be sent to wealthy liberal enclaves like Martha's Vineyard, like Nantucket, like Palo Alto, like Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, where Joe Biden vacations. And it was fascinating. You know, the response, the leadership of Martha's Vineyard said they would love it. In fact, I want to read the response because it's too perfect not to revisit. Dukes County Commissioner Keith Chatnover said the following: I would love Martha's Vineyard to become a haven for new immigrants in this country. But Senator Cruz has no idea what he's talking about regarding a border crisis. That's what he said last year, that he would love Martha's Vineyard to become a haven. Now, with just 50, they've lost it. And what did they do within 24 hours? These leftist hypocrites load them on buses and deported them out of there.
You know, Senator, this is the rank hypocrisy. And you can't even make this up. Joe Biden has been flying illegal immigrants in the dark of night to all of these obscure airports. For example, in New York, they're not landing at LaGuardia. They're not landing at Kennedy. They're not landing at Newark. They're landing in White Plains. They're landing in Long Island at 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning so they don't get caught doing what they're doing. And all these towns have to pick up food, shelter, health care costs, clothing, education, and they're dumping it on pretty much every state in the country. So if there's any law breaking going on, that would be Joe Biden's actual policy, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And to put it in perspective, Martha's Vineyard is a town, its population is about 17,000. The median home price is over $1 million. Let's compare it to Del Rio. Del Rio is a wonderful town in Texas. It's down on the Rio Grande Valley. It has a population of between 30 and 35,000. In one single day at Del Rio, there were 15,000 illegal immigrants, mostly Haitians, crossing illegally in one day. As you know, I went down to the bridge and I videoed over 10,000 illegal immigrants under that bridge. Martha's Vineyard lost their mind with 50, and the little town of Del Rio and towns all up and down the Rio Grande Valley are dealing with hundreds or dealing with thousands. Let me say, Sean, I commend Greg Abbott for sending the immigrants to these blue cities. I commend Ron DeSantis for doing so, and they need to do more. Tomorrow, Martha's Vineyard needs 100. The next day, they need 200. The next day, they need 1,000. D.C. says it's a crisis to get 6,000. They need 10,000. They need 100,000. They need 500,000 because Joe Biden has allowed 4.2 million people to come in illegally. And I know these rich billionaires say, well, gosh, you people just let them eat cake. Well, how about having the Obamas host these 50 people in their $12 million compound?
Wait a minute, they
in
got
Martha's
30
Vineyard?
acres.
No, none of them.
They got 30 acres,
They
Senator.
could literally set up, exactly.
Why you can build
exactly.
Biden's...
You know, Maria Shriver sent a tweet complaining about this and saying that Abbott and DeSantis were heartless. And my response was, great. The Kennedys are offering to host these 50 illegal immigrants at their compound in Hyannisport. What utter and complete hypocrisy. And it shows that they simply don't care. This is all politics.
You know, let's talk about the law. You're a lawyer, Senator. You've argued before the Supreme Court successfully. And from a legal standpoint, let's say I went down to the border and I brought a big truck with me and I picked up a bunch of illegal immigrants and I started transporting them across the country. Would I or would I not likely be arrested for human trafficking? And would it be illegal to do that for me if I did that?
For you, a citizen, you could easily be arrested, although, to be honest, Joe Biden's Justice Department wouldn't arrest you. But in an ordinary Justice Department,
I'm a conservative.
I
disagree. They'd arrest me. They'd arrest me. If I was a liberal, I'd get away with it.
True.
Yeah. But back to the law. The law is clear.
It is clear, and right now, the biggest human trafficker on the face of the planet is Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. He has transported hundreds of thousands, millions of illegal aliens, populating them now, putting many of them in red states. He's happy to put them in red states where it's not the rich people's concerns. It's the little people's concerns. You know, all of the folks on Martha's Vineyard happily voted for Joe Biden. Well, they can live with the consequences of the lawless policies that right now the people of McAllen, the people of Laredo, the people of Eagle Pass, the people of Texas are feeling the price for this. And Biden still won't change. Instead, what does he do? He lies to the American people. He sends Karine Jean-Pierre out to claim nobody is crossing the border illegally. It's a flat-out lie. And all of the docile little sheep in the press room, they baa like sheep, and they ignore the fact that she's lying to the American people. The media needs to cover her lies, and this outrage needs to stop, because you know what? These blue governors and mayors are right. It is a crisis, but it's not just a crisis when it's the millionaires who are inconvenienced.
You know, it's over 3 million people, Senator. We have to secure our borders. It's simple. Follow the law, follow the Constitution, and respect the laws and borders and security of our country. Simple. Senator Ted Cruz, thank you for being with us.